Hey y'all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be talking about the fact that I am doing my very first ever project pan in 2022. So I had recently talked about the fact that I'm also doing my first ever low buy this year, which is already going some sort of way. Stay tuned for my monthly recap to hear about that. But one of the big reasons that I'm doing my low buy, and I talked about all the reasons in that past video, but one of the big reasons I'm doing it is because I want to appreciate what I have in my collection more, and I really want to use these things. When I did my last declutter in, I think it was June or July of 2021, there were so many items that I kept because of sentimental value, and that's fine. That is completely fine, and no, I will always keep some very specific items for sentimental value, but what's the point if half of your collection is sentimental value? So I decided that I also wanted to, in conjunction with that low buy, do a project pan. So I picked one item from almost every category in my makeup collection that I am planning to use a lot more in 2022. So mine is gonna go from January until the end of the year, and I will check in at the end of the year and let you know how it went. But for some items, I wanna use these up all the way. For some items, I just wanna see like a little bit of pan. For others, I just wanna use it halfway. But I really want to use these things more, and I'm going to go into each of those things and tell you why I feel the way I do about them. But if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Linda, and I talk about cruelty-free makeup, beauty, skincare, hair care here on my channel, and I always want to help you decide whether or not things are worth it, especially in a low buy year. Whether they're drugstore priced or luxury high-end, I just want you to spend your money wisely. So if you're into that, and if you're into following me along this low buy journey, I would love if you'd hit that subscribe button and become a part of the Rockstar fam. I do put out 2 videos every single week, and I would love if you join our family. All right, the first category I want to start off with is face primer. This face primer, so it's interesting because a lot of these items are not new items. They're not brand new items. They're things that I have had in my collection for a while that I really want to make an effort to use, but this is a fairly new item, and I'm going to explain to you why it's on this specific list. So that is the AURIC Glow Lust. I absolutely adore this. If you haven't tried it, this is not technically a face primer, but that is what I use it most for. It really gives a gorgeous glow to the skin, and I love to layer this under my foundation and also mix a few drops in my foundation sometimes if I have a foundation that isn't as glowy as I would like it to be. So this is just absolutely beautiful, and I love it. The reason it's on my list is because it broke. It absolutely broke. So I'm going to try to do this gently, but this stick, first of all, the thing at the bottom, the pump is completely broken, and this whole thing comes out, and this stick even comes completely off. So there is not an airtight seal on this anymore. I honestly should have probably thrown it away, but I don't want to because I love it that much. So my goal is to use this at least halfway, if not 3/4 of the way or even gone by the end of the year. But I'm setting myself a goal at halfway, which is a little difficult because you can't really see too much inside, but I'm gonna make an effort at least halfway, if not more, with the AURIC Glow Lust. For foundation, this is another kind of recent favorite of mine. So I only discovered this in 2021 and it quickly became a favorite, but I have a lot of foundations. I have a whole lot of foundations and I need to get through some of them because foundation is not something that's good for 10 years. So I have the Urban Decay Stay Naked HYDROMANIAC Tinted Glow Hydrator. Why? Why do they name things like this? Why does it have to have 25 adjectives, 35 superlatives? Like, why? I have 2 tubes of this, and I usually mix these. So I do have 30 light, and I have 40 light medium. Depending on what time of year it is and how my skin tone is looking, I will mix these up and try to mix and match and see how they work. I want to be finished both of these tubes by the end of the year. Gone, finito, dunzo. This is a really fantastic tinted moisturizer. I really like using it year-round, whether it's winter and my skin is more dry or summer when my skin is more normal. I really, really love this, but it's time. It's time for both of these to get used up, and you know what? I will probably repurchase it when it's done because I love it, but I've got to use it first. Also, before we go on to concealer, I probably should have mentioned, yes, I'm very well aware I'm only wearing 1 moon earring. Have you ever seen those people that can pull off this badass different earrings on different ear looks? I'm trying it out. I don't think I'm that badass, but I'm going to try it anyway. What do you think? Is it driving you crazy? Because it's driving me a little crazy, but whatever, we're gonna be cute. Oh, except my earring does kind of match my necklace. I'm fashion and grace. All right, let's move on to concealer. So this is one I've had in my collection for a little bit, and I really do love it. But again, it's time to get through this concealer collection. So I'm going through the Pretty Fresh Colourpop Hyaluronic Acid Creamy Concealer. Love, love, love this. When they say creamy concealer, they mean it. So this is not a high coverage, a full coverage concealer. This is light to, I'd say, light medium coverage, but that's usually what I go for. But it is very creamy. It is very hydrating. This is not something that you put on and it stays shellacked. You do need to pat it out and you do need to set it if you want it to last all day. But I really, really love this. So I want to get through this whole tube. I want it to be gone completely and scraping the edges. And if it's not gone, it's going to have to go in the trash because it's been open that long. But I'm going to make an effort to use all of it. Next, we have powder. So I am not a huge powder user. I actually have very few powders in my collection, but this one in particular, I really do like it. And I want to see pan before the year is up. So that is the KOSAS Cloud Set Powder. This is such a fantastic powder. I mean, it looks like a powder, huh? But this is more of like a baked formula. This color is translucent, right? No, I'm sorry. This color is breezy. So this does have a slight tint to it, but it really isn't much. I love this powder for setting under my eyes and around my nose, which is where my foundation does break up. Also in between my eyebrows where it gets so shiny that it basically sends signals into space, and I have space shuttles landing on my head thinking that it's the International Space Station. But it really is a fantastic powder. I really do love it. So my goal with the Cloud Set Powder, again, I want to see pan before the year's up. So you can kind of see, yeah, you see there is already definitely a dip in there, but there is so much product left in here. So much. And I want to see pan. Even if it's like the littlest teeny bit of pan, we're going to see pan before the year's up. Let's stick with face products before we move on to the rest of the goodies. For blush, this one was hard for me to pick because 2021 was my year of blushes. Like, I was never really a blush girl, and I went blush crazy in 2021 and I bought so many. So I picked one. Okay, let me explain. In my low buy video, when I talked about the reason for doing a lot of these things, a big reason was to use and appreciate the stuff I have, but it was also to use the good stuff, meaning that there are products that I love so much that I'm scared to dip into them too much because what if they get discontinued and then I can't use them again and da-da-da-da-da. Well, the thing is, if I love a product, why wouldn't I use it super, super, super often? Why wouldn't I almost use it every freaking day? So with that in mind, the blush I chose is my current favorite blush, and that is the Melt Cream BLUSHLIGHT in the color LYNX. So it is this bronzy gold. It definitely does have a sheen or a shimmer to it, whatever you want to call it, and it just creates the most gorgeous glow. And contrary to what it looks like in the pan, it doesn't necessarily look brown on your face. It looks kind of like a rosy bronze. It's really beautiful. It is my absolute favorite. There is a little bit of a dip in here, but my goal is to see on this one, like with the Cloud Set Powder, I said, even if it's a little bit of pan, I want significant pan on this, if not gone completely. That hurts me to say because since this is my favorite, what if it gets discontinued and I can't repurchase it? Then so be it. And that's kind of the place that I'm trying to put myself in. So yes, we are going to go with the Melt Cream BLUSHLIGHT in LYNX. Then moving on to highlighter. So I will tell you right now, this one is discontinued. This specific packaging is discontinued. And this product is sort of discontinued, but not really discontinued. Let's get into this. For highlighter, I wanted to pick something that has been in my collection for a very long time. Now, technically, you are not supposed to hang on to products as long as I do, but I do. I'm just going to say it. I do. I know a lot of you do too. Tell me in the comments down below. Tell me, what is the oldest product in your collection? No matter what it is. And there's no judgment, no judgment. What is the oldest product in your collection? I will tell you right now that mine is probably close to 20 years old. That sounds disgusting. Kind of is. Kind of don't care. But for my highlighter, I am going into an oldie but a goodie. So this was the collaboration that BECCA did with Jaclyn Hill way back in the day. And this was a 3 highlighter collection. I don't know if you can see, but the ones on the 2 sides, both of them broke and have been gone for a long time. But I have been hanging on to it for the Champagne Pop in the center. Champagne Pop, when it came out, was my jam. I have a full size, I have this, and I have another palette with Champagne Pop in there because I love it so, so much. It's time to use one of them up. So this has a tiny, tiny dip in it. I want to see most of the pan by the time this year is over because I've been saving it even though these two are completely gone. And like this just, it's time for it to go. This is quite old. Is there a year on the back? Okay, there was no date, but I just looked it up and it was 2015. So I've had this palette for 6 years now, over 6 years now. It's time. It's really time. I want to see significant pan. Now, I really don't have many bronzers in my collection, so I did not pick a bronzer to go through. I also did not pick a mascara because I actually think I only have 3 mascaras total that are open right now, and those will be gone by the end of the year. I didn't pick like an eyeliner or anything like that. But I do have an eyeshadow palette and 2 lip products. Can I clean this palette off at all? Now, for the palette, I am not hoping to use every single color in the palette and see pan on all of them. I actually just finished watching a project pan for somebody that they were doing, and they were hoping to pan 10 eyeshadows in a palette. I was like, it's a little ambitious for me, but the palette that I chose is the NATASHA DENONA Bronze palette. I adore this palette. It is one of my absolute favorites. The colors in here are all shades of warm bronze. There's a good mix of matte and shimmer in here. There's light shades, there's deep shades. I love this palette. So my goal is to see pan, again, even if it's the tiniest bit of pan on 2 shades, any 2 shades in the palette. Now, I will say I have a feeling that the 2 shades I'm going to see pan on are right at the bottom here. So this is Silk, which is a very, very metallic bronze. It's really beautiful. And then this one is Beach, which is a matte, just kind of, it looks skin tone almost to me. It's like a skin tone neutral color. Beautiful, but any 2 shades in this palette, I need to see pan before the year's over. I have a tendency to go very light on my eyeshadows and then get confused why they haven't lasted all day. Well, that's because sometimes I'm not packing on enough product because I'm so worried about using it up. It's time to start using things up. As for lip products, I will say the lipstick is another one that's been discontinued. So again, it probably means I should have thrown it away. It does not mean that I did throw it away because I love this lip color. So this is What's Your Sign by Colourpop. This came out in collaboration with Kathleen Lights, and it is a beautiful, just brown pink nude, and it is a matte color. It is so perfect. And I want the tube to be gone by the end of the year. I have so many beautiful brownie pink nudes, and this is one, like I was talking about, where I don't use it as often because I love it so much. Makeup has an expiration date, okay? Some products I don't care about. I'll be honest, when they're powder products, I kind of don't care about an expiration date. Do whatever you will with that, but that's what I say. With cream products though, I do care that they do have an expiration date because how many of you, like me, have opened up a lipstick to find it's moldy? It's fucking disgusting. So I want to use this up before the year is out. And finally, lip gloss. So again, this is one of my favorite lip glosses, and I do use this a lot, and I want it to be completely gone by the time the year is over, and that is OFRA lip gloss in the shade Queen. This came out in collaboration with Samantha March, and I love it. Again, it's that beautiful, like warm golden brown with a good amount of shimmer in it. But the thing that's nice about OFRA lip glosses is that you don't feel that glitter on your lips. It's not like gritty or anything. It's perfectly smooth, perfectly creamy. I like this so much that OFRA found out about that and they sent me six backups. Now, I am going to be giving some of those away to my friends and everything like that, but I do have a backup of this already, not gonna lie, but I want to use this till it's gone. Holding it up to the light, I actually am already about halfway done this one, so that should be easy for this to be completely gone by the end of the year. You know what, let's kickstart this project pan. I love this gloss so much. This is my absolute freaking favorite. I am so excited to finish this up, but that is all of my items. So if you're doing a project pan, I want you to tell me down below which items that you are trying to currently pan in your collection. Wish me luck with this. I will check in with you and keep an eye on my Instagram stories. That's GlitterFallout, because I will post as I see pan on any of these, because it's going to be really exciting for me. I really want to use these things and use them up and use them well. So that is it. If you like this video, I would love if you give it a thumbs up before you head out. That really does help out my channel. You all can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Those are all GlitterFallout. And as always and forever, you are super freaking rock stars. I love you so much with my whole fleshy beating heart. Is the word fleshy like moist to any of you, where it's really disturbing? What about if I say it's fleshy and moist? That's it. I'm done. I'll see you on the next video. Bye. I did not end my video with saying fleshy and moist.